Bitcoin smashes past $50,000, and are we in for a $60,000 Bitcoin in the very near future? That's what we're jumping into today. As always, please make sure to drop a thumbs up on the video below if you enjoy it. Please make sure you are subscribed. We are dropping multiple videos every single week and sometimes multiple videos per day to stay on top of the rapidly evolving crypto space. So make sure you hit the bell notification icon as well to get notified when we drop those videos so you can hit your crypto goals. So this one is going to be a quick one, but basically in the past 24 to 48 hours, we have seen Bitcoin smash through the $50,000 level. And this is a very bullish indicator for a number of reasons, mainly being because the last time Bitcoin was above 50K was at the pretty much around the height of the previous bull cycle, when it was around December of 2021. Obviously, we achieved all-time highs of 69,000 in November, with the price dropping then down into December. And that 50,000 acted pretty much as a resistance level for Bitcoin during that period, and it could not break back above it. It tried a couple times here. We can see on the weekly candles that it tried to get above that 50K mark and go again, but it did not have the momentum to do so. And so we entered that bearish market all the way through November, December of 2022, when we bottomed out and started to increase again from there. So the fact that Bitcoin has now gotten through the 50K resistance level, we were trying there for a couple of days. If we move this to the daily chart, you can see that we were trying for a couple of days to break through the 50K level, and eventually yesterday we did, and we closed with a candle above $50,000. We are now sitting at a price of 52,297. So a lot of good bullish sentiment around breaking this resistance level, and a few things that we can look at as to where the price could potentially go next. Are we in for all-time highs before the halving in April of this year? Obviously that remains to be seen, but this information and this data here has been curated by the Invest Answers YouTube channel, and some interesting numbers just to think about. These are basically the dates at which Bitcoin previously breached the $50,000 level, and then what happened in the subsequent days after that. So if we go back to the chart here for a moment, you can see that obviously Bitcoin first breached over here, the 50K level. It breached it again here, it breached it again here. So what we're talking about with these numbers in this particular table is the days and the dates at which that happened. We can see that the gains per day after Bitcoin breached the 50,000 level were in the 2 to 4% range, even upwards of 4.5%. But what's very interesting to see here is the price action that happened in the kind of 6 to 15, 16 day period after Bitcoin breached the 50K mark on these different occasions. So what we saw in February of 21, when it initially breached that 50K mark, within 6 days after that, we were hitting a price of 58,335. Same thing in March, a few weeks later, after it breached 50K again. 6 days after that, we saw it hit a price of 61,795. Same thing in April, towards the end of April, it breached above 50K again. And 15 days after that, we saw a price of 59,523. And then the big one coming, obviously, when it breached again on October 5th. Within 16 days after that, we saw Bitcoin at a price of $66,967. So we can see that twice after it breached on these different dates, we got above 60,000. Obviously, this was extremely close to the all-time high in November, but twice previously, when it breached the 50K level, we saw we saw prices above 60K within 15 days. And then twice we saw it just below the 60K mark as well. So does this bode as a very good indicator for Bitcoin to be potentially hitting the 60K mark in the next 16 days or so? It could be. We could be inching closer towards that. Obviously, a lot of inflows coming with the ETFs over the past few weeks, and the sheer amount of Bitcoin that the ETFs are accumulating, leading to a lot of growth and a lot of inflows here. So obviously it's going to be, difficult to see exactly what happens, but we have to wait and see if we can hit this 60,000 mark and breach the 60K. We only just breached 50K, so, talking about 60K might seem a little bit premature, but based on some of the numbers and some of the data that we have from previous times when Bitcoin has breached the 50K mark, we can see that it gets moving to that 60K level very quickly after it does so. Interesting. We'll be bringing another video on a wider Bitcoin update tomorrow, but basically we have what we have here is the days until halving and showing us the price action from the previous 3 bull cycles, or the previous 3 eras as they are named on this particular chart, and the current era or the current cycle is denoted in red here. We're obviously inching closer and closer towards the halving, which is represented by day 0 here on this chart. We can see a good uptick here over the past few days as we breach that 50K mark. And again, what we're seeing here is that the price action after the halving tends to trigger this bull market cycle where we see new all-time highs with that cycle theory, and a lot of positive price action going on here even before the halving event this time around. It was the same thing with era 2, where we had this big price action beforehand. Era 3, or the last bull cycle, we did see a bit of a correction. So, it would seem that we're following a similar pattern to era 2, but potentially room for a correction here before we approach the halving. Not sure if that will happen, but it'll be interesting to see how much price explosion we see in the aftermath of the halving as we approach it in the next 60 to 70 days. So just a quick update, basically to say that we have broken this 50K level. The next stop would appear to be 60K. In previous cycles, we can see here that there is a good amount of resistance here at the 60K level. So we may experience that again as we approach 60K. But watching this play out over the next couple of weeks is going to be very interesting. So as always, if you enjoy these videos, please make sure to drop a thumbs up below. We're dropping multiple videos every single week, as we said. So please make sure you hit the bell notification icon and make sure you're subscribed so you can get notified about all those new videos dropping. We want to bring you the most up-to-date insights. We want to help you, create a path towards financial freedom and take your sovereignty into your own hands. So make sure you're subscribed. And as always, we will see you in the next one.